Who does the cooking in the house?
Me, I'm the chef, and it's a nightmare. Always get.
Cook Scott.
Come on then. What's the speciality?
The speciality. So in the morning, I like to have a lot of carbs in the morning. So I love my jam on toast. So I'll have a little jam on toast, and I'll have a 3-egg omelette with chorizo, spinach, buttered spinach, that is, by the way.
Oh.
So a little omelette and a cup of tea, and then maybe finish it with smoothie. So a big breakfast, and then probably finish that around 10:30. And then we'll probably get to lunchtime. I'll have maybe like a pesto pasta or something like that, and then that sets me up for a run then. So you're
cooking all of it?
I'm cooking all this.
So what about dinner then? Because obviously a 3-egg omelette's not you're not cordon bleu there, are you?
No. So for dinner, I'll probably have a bit of fish, probably maybe season a little bit of like smoked haddock or something like that with some asparagus, green beans, broccoli, and then I never really tend to have much carbs at night, but we'll probably go for, maybe a bit of rice or something like that.
Jesse, how does yours compare?
Yeah, that's a bit mad, that, to be honest.
I'm on top of it every day.
I'm on like the lower level cooking standards, so I'm on like the scrambled egg, beans on toast.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah,
a little bit of spinach here and there, and then
just out of the bag.
When it comes to a little bit of pasta, chicken, seasoned chicken, and then at night a little bit of fish with veg. So for me, it's just.
I never used to enjoy cooking. Like when we're training, I used to hate it getting back from football and cooking and stuff like that. But whenever you've got like time to like prepare stuff and you've got more time on your hands, it's actually quite enjoyable sometimes. But
quite therapeutic.
When we get back to footy, I'm not sure about that.
Very impressed, Scott. Very impressed.
What were you eating, Maisie, when you were a player?
Evening meals would be based around steaks and stuff like that. I mean, our pre-match meal on the Friday before the game, when I first started with lads' age, would be steak and chips, pie and chips, chicken and chips. We never had that.
And that was just one evening?
Yeah. And then breakfast would just be like a full English. And then obviously the dietitians came in and spoilt all that.
Yeah, that's out the window after that.
Yeah.
This is a question I'm sure Maisie will tell me I'm stupid for asking, but I'm going to ask it because of something people might wonder. There are loads of names on this list of players who got their games at United but really have had their careers elsewhere. The sort of Darren Gibsons, Kieran Richardson, to an extent Tom Cleverley. Was there a point when you're coming through the academy and you see those players come through, make it and leave? Is there, in your head, do you think, well, they're still making it, they're Premier League footballers, if I can get that far, I've got myself a career now? Or is it a case of, I don't want to be like them? Or do you just ignore it all?
100% you have to believe in yourself that you want to be at this football club for as long as you can. You want to be one of the first names on the team sheet who's playing every week, and that's always the ambition. That'll never leave you until the day that you do leave, or you're looking back at your career thinking, I did pretty much everything that I wanted to in terms of respecting yourself and working hard every day, pushing yourself and those around you. That's probably one of the most important things, that you don't want to look back and have regrets thinking, should have done this, I should have done that, I should have ate this, or etc. You know what I mean? So for players like us, it's important that you have no regrets. And we always got told that from a young age.
Who was the most influential coaches during your time in the academy?
I had a lot of people. I had the likes of, not even coaches, like the likes of Tony Whelan.
Yeah. Dave Bushell.
Not
even coaches.
Langley.
There's too many.
Mike Glennie scouted me when I was younger, and you see the amount of coaches that you actually work under, and the different advice they give you to move on, is something special. So
the amount of people that have done loads for you throughout 15, 16 years that you've been involved in the academy, it's like, well, it's a bit.
Even like when you're living in digs and you're living with different families, they help you in certain ways, and
100%.
You have to become independent, at such a young age, 12 or 13. So
you didn't get the cooking memo though, Jesse?
No, not at that age.
Hey, that's self-taught, that, isn't it?
Different people, have influenced my life.
Do you still keep in touch with people that you both lived with in digs? Sorry.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to. You know, it's important to never forget where you've been in your life, and you got to respect them people as well.
You just get like family. It just becomes normal that you speak to them because you'd lived with them for 3-4 years. You know what I mean?
Scott, you were still living with your family when you'd made quite a few appearances for the first team. Is that right?
Yeah, I was living with Pat Moore. It wasn't even like digs then. It was more like just like family that I live with, who I'm so close with. Like my family are still go and see them and stuff like that. And then eventually I managed to get my own house, and then it was sad, like leaving, having lived with him for 3 or 4 years, but still speak to him now, and it's good.
Do you never invite them round for dinner then?
Yeah, I do all the time, but they always say, "Oh yeah,
we'll
come." But I think they're a bit. I don't think they want to interrupt or anything. I say, "Come around whenever you want. Bring everyone, and we'll have a nice dinner in the garden, something like that." But
a treat. So I'm not. Why are they turning that down?
No, bring out the good stuff for them. Bring out the high quality stuff.
The list of players you're choosing from are just football legends everywhere, and you were quick to get Paul Pogba in there because obviously you play with him. Does he stand out as just an incredible talent, just day to day at training?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've been with him since under 18s, and you see the talent that he possessed at such a young age, and even then he was big, he was strong. He made a lot of mistakes, but when he's on the ball, like you could tell the talent that he possessed. Week in, week out, training, games. The things that he brought to the team. The confidence, even off the pitch. He gave everyone confidence, and he's carried that on now. And he's always wanted to come back United, in which he did, and it's been amazing. And obviously he's won the World Cup as well, so that's a cherry on top.
Yeah, even with like the younger boys and that, he gets a lot of stick, Paul, but people don't realise what he's like behind the scenes with young players through the academy and stuff like that. And people are so quick to judge with what they see on the outside yet, but they don't really see what goes on the inside. So 100%. It's a little bit of a tricky one, that, especially with me. And he always wanted the best for me, always wanted the best for other midfield players coming through and trying to help him as well. He wasn't just one of these who didn't take any notice or anything like that, which is very good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jesse, that FA Youth Cup side that you were part of that won, was that a very proud time for you?
Yeah, it was massive because we had a lot of tough games. Had Chelsea, Liverpool away, even the Sheffield United game away. I think that was the most amount of people that has actually come to a game at Sheffield United. Even for the first team. So for us it was a massive experience. We grew from that as a team. We thought, most players from that age group made the first team debuts, and as a collective, we thought that most of us would come through the first team together. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. And I'm still in communication with most of them nowadays, anyway, and most are still playing football. And just that whole run, brought the side closer. And throughout the reserves, we won a lot of trophies with the reserves. And after that, a lot of people went on different paths, but we still stay in communication, and still speak to each other on a day-to-day basis.
Jesse, I'm going to compare you to David May, which I apologise for. Maisie has talked before about how being at different clubs to United, he saw the different work ethic, the different mindset, the different mentality that came with being a Manchester United player. And unlike Scott, obviously, you mentioned it earlier, you have been out on loan and seen how other clubs do stuff. Did that make you more grateful that you came through United and didn't have to sort of go from club to club as you progressed because things were so different?
Yeah, I mean, you get taught the Man United way from a young age. So even when I went on loan, I still had the right principles. It's a lot different. They're playing for points. A lot of team, a lot of players had families who they got to support. And for me, I was just a kid just playing. So you couldn't mess around, and you had to be serious. But because I've been at United so long, and they taught me the right principles. I fit in. Everywhere I went on loan. So it's about respecting. The team doing well, and when you get back to United, you are really grateful and you're thankful. That they've helped you. Progress that far.
Scott, were you ever tempted to go on loan? Did that ever come close?
Yeah, there was a point with when was it? It was probably about a year and a half ago. There was a time where it might have been a possibility, and then somebody leaves or something like that, and then your opportunity comes and you have to take it. You know, like you hear loads of stories about boys going on loan and different things like that, and I always had it in my head that I don't want that. I want to be showing myself here first, and if it doesn't work here, then you go somewhere else. So for me, you hear the stories about you get a life of luxury at Man United, and people take that for granted, like the food in the canteen, your kit being laid out for you every morning. Like people just expect that, and you have to always remember where you sort of come from in that respect, and always appreciating what people do for you. And I feel like that's a culture that the coaches brought through for us. Your Tony Whelan's, your Dave Bushell's of this world. You go somewhere else, you have to pay for your own lunch, you have to pay for your own kit, and it's not that simple, you know. So, but no, it's all part and parcel of being a Man United player as well.
Absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on. I remember when I left United and I went to Burnley for a year, and it absolutely poured down my first training session. And where they used to train was a place called Gawthorpe, and even in early September, the pitches were muddy and it was pouring down. Anyway, we've gone in after, and as you do, well, I did for 9 years at United, just throw your kit into the middle of the floor. The kit man will come and take it away, and it's all washed and perfect for the next day. I go back the next day training, and my kit's still in the middle, absolutely soaking wet, freezing. And I had to wear the same gear again. And so I went to see the gaffer. I said, Gaffer, I said, my kit's absolutely soaking wet. Nobody's took it away. He went, you're Burnley now, not Man United. And then the things, just tiny things.
People in the reserves get a massive reality check whenever I speak to other lads who have left, and they're moaning about the kit not being laid out the right way, and then they'll go somewhere else and they'll get the biggest reality check they'll ever have. Yeah. Brought back down to earth with a bang, and it's like, well, I'm not Man United anymore, and I don't get free food in the canteen, the best of the best. They've got to take their own in, and it's like they don't realise until it's gone. Once it's gone, then they realise that I've got more, which you don't want.
Absolutely.
That's what you don't want.